Hi everyone, Simon Keeling here. Thanks again for watching weatherweb.net. It is Wednesday the 28th of November and thanks for watching once again. Remember, we're all kept free of charge by the adverts that you see around the screen here. By you coming back and using the site regularly, it's that generates the revenue that keeps us all free of charge, and by using the adverts and telling your friends about us, all that helps, so thank you for doing that. I'm going to quickly scoot through the next few days because it really is next week that I want to concentrate on today. This is the pressure chart for today. Actually got a change that's taken place now with a north and northeasterly flow down through the country. It's bringing showers down these eastern coasts, some through the channel as well, but for most it's a dry, fine day. Certainly cooler than it has been, particularly with that northerly wind, but thankfully it is much drier than it's been recently as well. Now overnight tonight, skies clear. I think we will find a widespread frost, a severe frost across Scotland. I think here we could be finding temperatures possibly as low as -5 degrees Celsius during the course of the night. Not seen those for quite a while. Then what we're going to find as well down these eastern coasts is the risk of some ice, and I guess that with roads being wet elsewhere as well, given the amount of rainfall we've had recently, just about anywhere could see some ice, so it's worthwhile just bearing that in mind tonight. Now through tomorrow we'll find a fine day with some good spells of sunshine, cloud increasing in the west later and 1 or 2 showers for eastern coast, but for most it should be generally dry. Into tomorrow night, cloud will be increasing out towards the west. This brings some rain into western Scotland, western parts of Wales, Ireland as well, but many eastern areas stay dry with another frost again into Friday morning. Now through Friday, I think northern and western parts become increasingly misty and murky with outbreaks of rain and drizzle. I think could be some fog around in the east, and that may be reluctant to clear. I actually think Friday looks set to be a cold day. Fog out in the east as well, as I say, in temperatures perhaps 3 degrees, 4 degrees perhaps overall, nearer 6s and 7s down in the southwest, but generally a chilly, damp, cold sort of day. Then we find low pressure going into the North Sea overnight into Saturday. It actually acts to bringing some drier air in from the northwest during the course of the late part of Friday night into Saturday morning, and what that does is it just introduces clearer, fresher air down through the country during the course of Saturday. So apart from some showers on 1 or 2 of them wintry down these eastern coasts and over eastern hills, I think many areas should be drier and brighter with some sunny spells. Now into Sunday, a fair day across the east, some early frost around, and then I think 1 or 2 fog patches too. Cloud increasing through Ireland though, bringing outbreaks of rain into the west, and that spreads eastwards on Monday, taking more persistent rain with it, lifting temperatures, although this rain may start as sleet or snow on the hills of Scotland and northern England during the later part of Sunday overnight into Monday. Then we go into more of a milder westerly flow, as you can see, coming in off the Atlantic during the course of Monday. I think many areas dry, sunny spells, but there will be showers out towards the west. Into Tuesday, some showers around, most affecting the west, but perhaps some just running up the channel too, bringing more persistent outbreaks of rain across southern parts of England. But it looks as if we are going to be finding more showers returning to western coasts later on in the day. And then what I think we'll find is things go cooler as we head into the middle part of the week. So as we're getting through towards sort of Wednesday, I think we're going to find this northwest flow brings increasingly wintry showers across northern and western areas. And really this is kind of a destabilising flow where we just find cloud increasing. Gradually it becomes more showery, it's cool. Those showers are mainly of rain, but 1 or 2 wintry on the hills, may even be a couple of wintry ones even at lower levels during the course of the day. And then it's this feature, look, out towards the west that we need to start to keep an eye on. That's what I want to concentrate on now, because this is taking us up to Thursday the 6th. Now, just take a look at these charts. This is the GFS ensemble chart for the position of where this low is. Now I want you to notice as well the trough at 500 millibars that's in there, and also the ridge that's out here. This is the ridge, this is the trough out in the Atlantic. Compare that chart with this one from the ECMWF. This is for midnight on the 7th as well, so that's let's just go back, sorry, that is midnight on the 7th from the GFS ensemble, midnight on the ECMWF. Look at it making much more of this low down to the south. Compare that to the ECM ensemble. Oh look, it's in between the two for the same time, and we'll see. And look, that's virtually the same as the ECMWF ensemble. Look, see, apart from the CMWF ensemble, the GEM, the Canadian ensemble, makes it a much deeper feature. Now, this is a potential scenario for bringing wintry conditions to the UK. So we've got this watch on next Friday. Now, don't go running away with the idea that I'm saying it's going to be snow and blizzards and all hell's going to break loose next week. I don't want people coming back and saying, you said it was going to snow. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is this setup, all of the models have it highlighted, is one that would bring us sleet and snow and wintry conditions at the end of next week if it continued to be the case. Okay, but it looks reasonable. The reason is that as this ridge builds out in the Atlantic, it deepens this trough across Europe, and the effect of that is it deepens this low, and it looks as if this positioning, bringing it across Ireland, central parts of England, into the continent, looks about right at this time. That would put snow on this northern edge. It would put sleet and rain on the southern side of it, but at the moment this is over a week away and things can change. But this idea of some low pressure feature coming in associated with this deepening trough during the end of next week into next weekend is looking increasingly likely. Now let's see the reason for that. Okay, so this is the 500 millibar chart and the means from the PSU site, and if we just take a look, we'll go through to next Tuesday. Look, and what I want you to notice here is these below normal heights here, look, across Eastern Europe, above normal heights across the Atlantic here. Okay, and what this results in is this jet stream coming across the Atlantic through the UK. Okay, now as we go further on, watch what happens. This is the period taking us to 228 hours, which is taking us up to Friday. And what this shows is our ridge, look, starting to build back in the Atlantic once again, meeting with the Pacific ridge that comes across the top. And what this ridge does is, as it builds, it deepens the trough out towards the east, and the effect of that is eventually that it cuts off this trough completely and puts low pressure down into Europe. So this scenario looks an entirely feasible scenario. And then as we go through the rest of the ensemble charts, we see pressure, or rather heights, being above normal in the Atlantic all the time. This trough getting stuck, look, down into southeastern parts of Europe with low pressure down here. But generally what we find is that we get this cool sort of west to northwesterly flow returning through the British Isles, and this is my turning milder around the sort of 7th to the 9th period. Yes, it may have extended today to the 8th or the 9th, but this is this idea that I had about temperatures rising. So it's a focus period, and I still think this idea of temperatures rising mid-month, then falling off towards the end. CFS giving me some backup on that idea as well. You've got to twist your head for these charts, but there's the British Isles upside down. This is the chart for the period from the 27th of November through to the 3rd of December. And what this does is it puts above normal heights up to our north, below normal down to the south. The result of this is the northeasterly flow that we've got at the moment. Now, into the second week, which takes us through from the 4th until the 10th. So this is running through from Tuesday the 4th till Monday the 10th. And you'll notice, look, heights stay above normal up here towards the north, below normal down towards the south, although those above normal heights have shifted a little bit further northward. So what this tends to do is signal an increase of temperature, or a slight increase of temperature. But with that trough there, it's a super critical position, because the CFS sees something developing in here too, which is our feature for around the sort of 7th, 8th period, when I've just been talking about the risk of something wintry coming along. And then as we go between the 11th and the 17th, so this is taking us through from Tuesday the 11th through to Monday the 17th, look what happens. We get higher than normal heights up to the north, lower than normal heights down to the south, but because of the positioning of these, this could actually result in more of a southerly flow coming into the British Isles, perhaps potentially milder down to the south, although it would stay pretty cool up to the north. But just look at this week 4. Week 4 shows the heights again above normal out in the Atlantic. Now this would put high pressure here in the Atlantic, lower than normal heights through the UK, so we would see low pressure in here. The result of this is, as the winds flow around the high, they'll come down like so through the country on a northeasterly once again. Now what that pattern would do is it would set us up for the risk of low pressure being across the south of the country with an easterly flow coming in and temperatures taking quite a dip down during this period to take us into the end of the month. So the CFS is kind of hinting and trying to back up the idea that that's where things may be going. So it's an interesting few days ahead, isn't it? I mean, this idea at the end of next week we've really got to focus on as that being potential. It is going to be cold during the next week, but then we've got to watch this wintry spell before potentially milder conditions arrive, or getting near normal conditions arrive by the sort of 9th period. Please don't run away with the idea of this being widespread blizzard, snow and everything. That's not what I'm saying, and I stress that again. But at the moment things are stacking up for something to occur at the end of next week. Whether it be sleet at low levels, whether it be snow at low levels, it looks more wintry towards the end of next week for some parts of the British Isles. Okay, so thanks again for watching weatherweb.net. Remember, we kept free of charge by the adverts you're seeing around the screen. Please use the adverts to us. It generates revenue, and also use the site, use the charts, use everything that's on here. That's what keeps it free of charge. So thanks again for watching. Keep the sun shining. Bye for now.